Another solid right from Siswana. But the question is, does he have the punching power left to turn the fight? It's still Potsane who's raking him with lefts, rights to the head, getting through that guard.
What a fight this has been. This is a bruiser all the way.
An absolute ding-dong battle for the South African welterweight title.
And there's Siswana coming in. That left hand, and he's finding its mark. And Potsane caught him.
Well, this was a brave fight back by the champion. Down the 7th round after having been down in the 6th. But still, it's Potsane landing the more accurate punches.
I notice Potsane's not keeping him at long range anymore. That left hand is not quite as sharp as it was.
He's been hit with a couple of good shots from the champion in this round. But he's coming back well in it. Once again, driving Siswana back, rocking back his head with a good right to the jaw.
It's Potsane looking for the kill. Looking for those 2 shots that are in.
Well, Potsane tried hard to end this fight in round 6 and couldn't. And Gorilla Siswana has made a great fight back down the 7th round.
As I said earlier, the one thing you've got to tell about Siswana is his tremendous durability and the ability to come back in the second half of the fight. He's always shown it, and here he comes up again with that same sort of thing. Well, we're at the end of the 7th round. Dingon, your opinion now, how do you think David's doing?
Well, let's hear from Dingon Tabella.
I think so far, what I would give Gorilla credit, what he's done, he's come back from those punching knockouts that he got so far. Believe me, he's a good champion. He must be given credit for this fight so far.
Well, he fought back courageously in this 7th round, Dingon. As you can see in the replay, he made a very brave fight back indeed, and I have nothing but admiration for Gorilla Siswana.
Yeah, he's a good champion, really. He wants to keep the title. He's got a will to win, I believe. Both boxers in the ring tonight, they have got a will to win. They want the title, and the other one wants to keep the title with him.
Well, on our card, we've got Potsane ahead on points after 7 rounds, but as you can see, this fight's still balanced on a knife edge. Anything could happen. And here we are at the start of the 8th round. This is the round that David Potsane predicted he would win the national title on a knockout. Well, let's see if he can keep his prediction.
Siswana must use his speed. I think he must use his speed. That's the best way because he can't do anything. He's trying to land that right to Potsane. That is good for him, and he can affect it. Once his speed, he's trying to do it and try to work more right.
Well, Dingon Siswana getting hit with a lot of hard shots to the head here in the 8th round. Maybe David Potsane really wants to carry out that prediction. He said he would win in this round. I guess he's going to try very hard to do. Oh, what an uppercut. What a right uppercut that was. Vicious, savage blow that knocked back Siswana's head. Well, that punch had knockout written all over it, but Siswana is still standing.
I think Siswana is giving more room to David's left hook. He's giving it more room. That's why it's going to affect him also. It's a good fight for both fighters because they are fighting back. Both fighters are fighting back. Potsane is hitting hard, but Gorilla is using his speed also.
Yes, every now and then Siswana forces his way on the inside, lashes out with shots to head and body, but unable to match the number of punches coming from Potsane.
I think Gorilla should use it over right arm more effectively because you can see it lands a lot, but he's not using it. So far, because Potsane is giving him at bay, he's giving from a distance, that's why maybe he can't land it right.
Well, Siswana beginning to use a left jab. We haven't seen much evidence of that in the fight so far, but he's using it to force his way on the inside.
This is a great fight between the two fighters. This is what it was not expected from Gorilla to put up a sort of great performance. It's very good.
Well, Siswana still forcing his way on the inside, not making the most of his opportunity when he gets there. And Potsane keeping him on the end of his punches. Solid shots to the head.
I think Potsane is taking what is called a break. He's calling a breather. He's taking a breather, although he's using more effective punches, the jab and that uppercut. Right uppercut is good for him, but I think he's taking a breather according to the way I'm looking at him.
Yeah, well, Dingon, Gorilla Siswana has a reputation of finishing very strongly. Do you think perhaps he may yet be able to turn the fight around?
Let it back into the card. Let it back. Let it go. Ada pakai tepi. Dia left, dia right, dia left. Start the one itu. Right. And the one. Bamba piece mana lah.
Well, there you have some of the replay, and actually Siswana came in pretty strongly in that round. He showed that he's got that durability. It's coming out into the fight now. And now we're going to see if Potsane, who must be pretty well ahead on all scorecards, can keep up the pressure, can maintain the form that he showed, like he showed there, that good left jab and the follow-through right hand, keeping Siswana away from him. He'll have to do that for the remaining few rounds.
Well, that was a great fight back by the champion in round 8. And that was the round that David Potsane had predicted he would knock out Gorilla Siswana. He failed to do it. Let's see what's in store here in round 9 of what has been an exciting fight for the welterweight championship of South Africa.
I think made all the more exciting by the fact that Siswana came back from what looked like almost certain defeat, certain knockout, to get right back into the fight.
Yes, goodness knows how he survived round 6. But he fought back well in the 8th, and he's looking good here at the start of the 9th.
Yes, getting in a lot closer, I think, mainly because he's able to get past that left jab of Potsane's more often now, and he's getting into the body, throwing over to the top of of Potsane's gloves, getting to the head as well.
Yes, Siswana seems to have worked out a method of slipping that left jab of Potsane and getting on the inside where he needs to be to let his punches go. And he almost knocked out the gum shield of Potsane with a right over the top. Well, Dingon Tabella mentioned that David Potsane might be taking a bit of a breather. No question about it, he has slowed perceptibly from the blistering pace that he set early in this fight.
Yes, there isn't quite the same power in his shots as there was earlier. And Siswana is actually getting right back into it. Interesting that here you're seeing the welterweight title being fought out in what must today be the strongest division in the country. And here you're seeing the two top fighters, and what a fight it's been. But now Potsane is getting right back into it, landing with good shots to the head.
A couple of good body shots from Siswana, picking up his punch rate here in the 9th round. Potsane measuring the champion with the left jab. Got him backed up against the ropes, and that's a dangerous place for Siswana to be.
Yes, you've noticed that Potsane hasn't made much use of the ring right through the fight. He's ambled around. He's allowed Siswana to do all the movement.
Well, he just got hit with a good solid right cross over the top, Leonard.
Another left hook to the head as well.
Yeah, Siswana making a good fight back here in the 9th. Well, we said earlier that Gorilla Siswana invariably finishes strong. He seems to find his second wind, and my goodness, he's He's fighting back very well indeed here in the 9th round.
And that's the end of round 9. A round in which Siswana showed once again that he really can come back into the fight. Dingon.
Well, let's hear what Dingon has to say. Dingon, do you think the fight is turning?
Yeah, I think the fight, you know, Gorilla is coming back. Although Potsane is still ahead on points anyway, but Gorilla is coming back, you know. He's landing more punches also. He's using his speed now. He's moving around.
Yes, he has made a remarkable fight back, Dingon, and he had that round 9 was a particularly good one for him, as you can see here in the replay.
Yeah, he uses speed there. He uses speed and he out-jab him, and he countered with the right on Potsane's face. You know, he keep on catching him with that right. So it really made him come back to the fight.
That was one of the few occasions in this fight where Potsane has actually fallen into a clinch himself.
Seconds out, round number 10.
Well, here we're coming up for the 10th round of the South African Welterweight Championship fight, scheduled for 12, and on our card we've got Potsane ahead on points, but the fight could be turning. Solid jabs coming from Gorilla Siswana at the start of the 10th round of this fight.
I think in the last round, Gorilla was boxing very beautiful, trying to box from outside and jab and counter with his left, with his right hand into the Potsane's face. It's very good for him.
He's moving in and out very effectively indeed, Dingon.
I think he's moving. He's seen that when he's moving and using his speed, he can outbox Potsane. But Potsane is using his power at the moment. He's using his jab very slowly, and hitting the right and uppercut. He's using all the combinations so far.
Yes, Potsane needs to get Gorilla on the end of his punches once again. He needs to keep him on the outside. He's beginning to do that, using that jab very effectively, as you can see.
When you look at the two fighters from the first round till now, you can see Potsane is the more powerful boxer between the two because of his punching power. And when you look at them, he's more stronger. So Gorilla should use his speed, as I just said. I've said it from the first round anyway.
Yes, Potsane definitely has an edge in punching power, and of course he makes full advantage of his height and reach, using those long punches to keep Gorilla on the outside.
He's keeping Gorilla on the outside by using his jab and landing the right hand and using the uppercut, using most of the combination. That's why he's keeping Gorilla.
But I have great admiration for Gorilla Siswana. He's never stopped trying.
Oh, what a champion. He's a real champion. He's a true champion. It doesn't even show that he's been staying for a long time without fighting. You know, see that left hook that caught? And that's a very good punch that Gorilla is throwing back to Potsane.
Yes, that left hook from Siswana appeared to hurt Potsane briefly. It's forced, as you can see, once again, it's Potsane who's quite willing to fall into a clinch, something he wasn't doing earlier on. A hard, bruising battle for the welterweight championship of South Africa.
It's a very good fight for both boxers. A very good fight for them. They're really working hard. They worked hard for this fight. You can see they're determined to win. They've got a will to win, both of them. What a good round for both fighters. David was using his punching power so far. I believe this fight is a good fight so far to me. It's a very good fight for them. They worked hard for this fight. I've seen them. They've got stamina, they've got punching power and the speed that you can see between the two.
Well, here's some replay from that 10th round, and you can see Potsane coming forward, hooking, ripping uppercuts to the champion's head, getting through the guard every so often, and all the time driving Siswana backwards.
You can see that over right hand that landed into Potsane. It's a very good right hand.
And making full advantage of his height and reach, keeping the champion on the end of his punches and on the outside where he wants him to be.
Seconds out, round number 11.
Two boxers in the ring who are very fit.
Well, I've just checked my scorecard, Ding Dong, and I've got David Potsane comfortably ahead on points as we start the 11th round of this fight. And of course that knockdown in round 6 scored in his favor by 10 points to 8. I suspect that Siswana may have to score a knockout to retain his title here this evening.
This fight is getting hotter, more hotter. Potsane is throwing punches, and Siswana is throwing punches, throwing back punches. So this is a very good fight. It's going very hard, this fight, to me. You know, both boxers are throwing punches back. The Gorilla is being caught by so far solid punches. It always happens in the later rounds. The boxer who's got solid punches wins in the knockout, because you can see that he's throwing more punches than solid punches. If he catches him, if he goes down, something might happen. But Gorilla is a good champion. He comes back, you can see that.
Yes, well, Siswana has closed the gap between the challenger and himself, and he's now got Potsane in punching range, catching him with a lot of good shots to head and body.
The speed is still there, the punching power is still there. Anything can happen.
Yes, this fight could still go either way. This is round 11, scheduled for 12. On our card, we've got Potsane head on points. But my goodness, what a bruising, hard battle this has been.
Oh, what a good uppercut thrown by Potsane. It's a very good uppercut. Potsane come with his own left, The throwing combinations in all angles. Oh, what those body punches from Potsane is. You can slow Gorilla.
Now Potsane picking up his punch rate here in the 11th round.
Oh, what a left hook.
Beautiful left hook from Potsane. That swivel the head of the champion.
Oh, what a left hook. Gorilla is giving the chance, he's giving the opening of the left hook, and he's busy catching him. It can destroy him.
Well, a bit of an air of desperation about the champion as we come to the end of the 11th round.
This fight is a tremendous fight between the two boxers. We've got the punching power versus the speed, which is Potsane punching power and Gorilla speed. Believe me, this is a good fight for you, for me, for everybody.
Well, you could say that Courage is the middle name of Gorilla Siswana. He's put up a very brave performance here this evening, Leonard.
Yes, it's been a real champion show. He's fought like a true champion, with the heart of one. But I think that he's slipped too far back now to really keep that title. We may be wrong, of course, the judges may think otherwise, but the way I see it right now, I think Potsane has done enough. He came back again in that round. He showed that he still has the strength to keep Siswana away.
Well, I have to agree with you, Leonard. On my card, I've got David Potsane comfortably ahead on points as we go into the 12th and final round of this fight. I suspect that Gorilla Siswana needs to win by a knockout to retain his title, but of course, we cannot speak for the judges.
Well, it's been a brutal battle, a bruising battle. If you look at Siswana's face, it tells the tale. Tomorrow morning, you'll know all about it. Those bruises will come right out on him. Both cheeks, the eyes, the nose, all have taken a tremendous pounding.
Well, Siswana directing a lot of punches to the body. A bit late in the fight for that, but then he goes to the head. Working on the inside. He's managed to get past that long left jab of the challenger.
And catches the challenger with a good right hand to the head. But there's the right from Potsane. That shook Siswana.
Yes, that right rocked him, and now Potsane cutting loose with both hands. He's got the champion on stuttering legs. Forces Siswana to hold.
Siswana on real wobbly legs at the moment. But what a great fight he's put on. What tremendous courage.
Gorilla Siswana still fighting back here in the dying moments of this 12-round fight for the welterweight championship of South Africa.
A left hook from Potsane bounced off him. He hits him with a short right uppercut. Every punch soaking in now.
And very little coming back from the champion as Potsane turns on the heat. Keeps the pressure on the champion as we wind down to the end of this fight.
And what a fight it's been. This is one of the best title fights I think we've seen for a long, long time.
Yes, and as you pointed out, Leonard, the welterweight division, one of our strongest divisions in South Africa at the moment. Nico Kamala is there, Gary Murray is there. And maybe Nico Kamala will find it in his heart to challenge the winner of this fight tonight.
Well, you've got Sydney and Sutu, Lavoyo, Kakaza, you've got a whole string of them. And these are the two men at the top.
Oh, solid punches from David Potsane. They rocked the champion. Rocked him to his heels. Potsane indicating he's won, but he might be counting his chickens, Leonard.
Wow, I think it's a show of disdain at the moment. Showing he's so far ahead he couldn't care less. And yet Siswana is still trying and he's still landing good shots.
Fighting all the way down to the final bell is Gorilla Siswana. Driving shots to Potsane's body. But the challenger is confident he's won this fight. He's almost coasting to the bell now.
Bouncing shots off Siswana. And there's the end. There's the end of a tremendous title bout.
Absolute delirium in the ring as the handlers of David Potsane carry him around this ring.
Well, David Potsane has gone over to Siswana's corner and I think very sportingly Siswana's cornermen have actually complimented him on his performance. I don't know if they say he won, but they certainly have complimented him.
Well, here we have some replay from that last round.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and as you can
I
see,
think we can give both boxers a good round of applause for a terrific bout.
Onslaught from David Potsane, rocking the champion with blows to head and body. He finished the round on a high note to David Potsane. Very confident indeed that he's won this fight. We think he has. On our card, we've got Potsane ahead on points comfortably. But of course, it's the judges who have the final say. And who knows how they will see this fight.
Whichever way they see it, Bert, it must go down as one of the best title bouts, certainly in the welterweight division we've seen for a long time, because the welterweight division hasn't seen all those many good fights.
Yes, well, here in this replay, as you can see from that last round, it was mostly Potsane who was landing, but the bravery of the champion, you really had to admire Gorilla Siswana for the way he kept trying right to the final bell. He kept coming in, trying to force his way on the inside and was getting hit with lefts and rights, punches that were straightening him up and rocking him to his feet.
It was certainly a tremendous performance by David Potsane. Showed up so well in those early rounds, took a commanding lead right up to that time when he dropped Siswana in the 6th round. Then, of course, he took what we might think is a breather, sagged a little bit, let Siswana come back in, and Siswana does come back well. And then in the last 2 rounds, Potsane right back up on top again.
Yes, there was a time late in this fight when it looked as though Gorilla Siswana might turn it around. But as Leonard has just said, it was only brief. And Botswana finished strongly, by far the stronger of the two. And on your screen right now, you can see Victor Mpiaki. That's the manager-trainer of Gorilla Siswana, shaking hands with challenger Potsane. And of course, he might be the champion within a matter of seconds. We're waiting for the official result of this fight. One of the best welterweight championship fights we've seen in a long, long time.
Nice to see two fighters after a fight like that, standing with their arms around one another, having a chat. I think between them probably know what the outcome's going to be. They should know better than anybody else.
Yes, I think in their hearts they know who's won and who's lost. But and we think we know who's won and who's lost, but we've got to get the confirmation of that from the officials, and they've taken a bit of a time to check their scorecards. Got to get it right. But if there was a deciding factor in this fight, possibly the knockdown in the 6th round did it. That's when David Potsane put Gorilla Siswana on the canvas for a count of 8. And it looked then as though Potsane might be able to carry out his pre-fight prediction of winning the fight on a knockout in the 8th round. But that was not to be. The champion had far too much heart. He simply refused to back off and kept fighting right to the final bell. Well, very happy David Potsane on your screen now. He can afford to smile there.
Very jubilant looking chap, isn't he? He's full of himself, up to the ropes, waving to the crowd, getting a big cheer.
And I think we're going to get the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Conrad scored the bout 118 for Potsane and 110 for Siswana. Judge Rivink scored the bout 117 for Siswana and 114 for Potsane. Judge Moulman scored the bout 113 to 119 in favor of the winner and new South African welterweight champion David Potsane.
Well, there's your new South African champion, David Potsane, and thank goodness the judges got it right, Leonard.
Well, I see that one didn't. I don't know how they got that score, but I think the other two showed a pretty fair margin. Potsane are pretty comfortable.
Mr. Venica of the Natal Boxing Control Board will now place the
new South African welterweight champion, David Potsane. And what a jubilant, happy young man he is here this evening. Well, we've just seen, and we've all seen this great South African welterweight title fight, and we're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at one of the earlier fights that took place here in the FNB Stadium in Durban this evening. That was between Peter Malinga and Robinson Mthethwa. Also a very good fight indeed, and one that I'm sure that the viewers will enjoy, Leonard.
Yes, I think so, because Malinga spars with Potsane. Interesting to see how it goes.
It has been a very entertaining welterweight contest. On our card, we've got Peter Malinga in front on points.
Yes, he's actually doing the far more decisive work, is Malinga. His punches are getting home far more cleanly than Mthethwa. And right now he's very busy chasing his man round the ring. Mthethwa's survival plan not quite working too well at this stage.
Mthethwa hit with a solid left-right combination to their head that really shook him. To his credit, he's coming back for more. His body shot from Malinga sure to take their toll as this fight goes into the last couple of rounds. Well, momentarily, Malinga a little wild, missing with both the left and the right. Mthethwa where he wants to be on the inside, up close, smothering the punches from Malinga.
Yes, and Mthethwa doesn't really have a lot to answer here. He comes in with swings most of the time. Malinga picks him off with them. And there's not a lot of Mthethwa's blows that are really getting through.
Mthethwa has very little to offer besides gameness. My goodness, he is game. He's taking some solid shots to the head for the last 3 rounds. Here we are on the 4th. Still on his feet, hasn't been down yet. And from Malinga, we've seen a very nice variety of punches with a good work rate. Bit of variation from Mthethwa, trying the uppercut on the inside.
I think there you see Malinga very cleanly picking his punches. That was a bit of decisive punching by him, waiting for his chance, letting both hands go and connecting with both hands. And there you see that inclination it is to drop his hands at the most awkward moment. It's cost him a couple of fights. He got knocked out by Lavoyo Kakaza doing exactly that. He was on top of Kakaza and suddenly dropped his hands and got belted with the left hand, and out he went.
Fortunately for Malinga, Mthethwa doesn't have that kind of punching power, but he certainly caught him with a couple of blows in that round. Well, here's some replay from that 4th round. Men locked head to head. Mthethwa catching Malinga with the useful right uppercut on the inside. But this is where Mthethwa wants to be, up close, and invariably manages to smother Malinga's punches when he's on the inside like this.
Have you noticed, though, Bert, the number of tournaments we've seen of late where boxers have their gum shields knocked out, and Mthethwa's had it knocked out twice now? Why? I wonder if these chaps really have their shields fitted properly, or do they just buy them off the counter?
Yes, I suspect they buy them off the counter, Leonard. That's part of the problem. Round 4 of this welterweight contest, scheduled for 6. I beg your pardon, round 5. Well, Mthethwa beginning to use the left jab and use it quite well here at the start of the 5th round. Innovation for him.
Of course, what that does is keep the fight at long range, and that's where Malinga wants it. I don't think he particularly likes Mthethwa coming onto him, leaning on his chest like he's been doing. When he can throw those blows at long range like that, then he's really in command.
Another warning from referee Darryl Ribbing. Very unhappy with the way that Malinga pulls his opponent towards him.
Well, there's a lot of heavy stuff going in there now. Both men really thundering away with punches. Mthethwa actually landing some of the better blows he's done through the whole fight.
Yes, this is by far his best round. Standing up to Malinga, using the jab and then working well on the inside. Mthethwa has taken Malinga's best punches and still on his feet, Len.
Yes, there was one left hand there that shook him, and that put him out of his stride for a moment. But he's coming back into it again. They're very strong fellows in Mthethwa. Takes the best that is delivered and keeps coming back at you. Malinga, as I said, is a very good, strong puncher and can take out a man with one shot. Well, it's got to be a real grueling, close-range battle at the moment. Both of them are absorbing quite a lot of good shots.
Yes, Mthethwa is back where he wants to be on the inside, matching Malinga blow for blow in this round. Round 5 was by far the best for Mthethwa. You can see why in the replay. Stayed on the inside whenever he could. Drove shots to head and body. And matched Malinga blow for blow. Or replay from a different angle. Mthethwa hooking with an uppercut.
Second down, six the last
Life
round.
a little uncomfortable for Malinga.
Well, it's the last round coming up, and it's been a pretty grueling, tough fight all the way through. Mthethwa has actually survived extremely well and put in some good efforts towards the closing stages of this fight. He's taken some heavy shots from Malinga all the way through, and yet he keeps coming back. He's done it pretty well.
Yes, Mthethwa has got bolder the longer the fight has progressed. Seems to have been encouraged, particularly after his effort in round 5. A good round for him. Quite happy to match Malinga blow for blow here on the 6th.
Nevertheless, I think this is a good learning fight for Malinga. It's the kind of stuff that he needs. Young fighter learning as he goes along, and the 6 rounds against an old-timer like Mthethwa. Busy, hard, tough fighter. That can't do him any harm at all.
Mthethwa has made Malinga work for his victory this evening. We assume he's ahead on points. He certainly is on our card. Seems unlikely would go to Mthethwa. Good right hand from Malinga. Caught Mthethwa high on the side of the head.
Little touch of Dingon's Bella there with that momentarily waving of the right hand before he delivered it. I like the way he comes back so quickly. Throws a right and then suddenly in comes the left after it. No delay with his punches.
Trickle of blood coming from Mthethwa's nose. Mthethwa standing his ground, catching Malinga with some good uppercuts. Trading blow for blow here in the 6th.
Yes, and Mthethwa is starting to show the pains of his long ordeal at the moment. Really standing up to it well, but starting to weather wither under the pressure.
Yes, beginning to come apart of the seams of Mthethwa. And who can blame him? There's been a withering attack from Malinga for 6 rounds, hardly let up. My goodness, he's turning on the pressure here in the 6th. Well, that's it, the end of the fight. And on our card, we think Malinga's done enough to get the decision, but we must wait for the official result. A good, entertaining welterweight contest over 6 rounds. And the man on screen, Robinson Mthethwa. And here's some replay from that final round, and Malinga really letting his shots go, rocking Mthethwa with good solid blows to the head. To his credit, Mthethwa stood his ground, came back with some good shots of his own.
Yes, I think you have to accept that Malinga, as a young man, it's only 7 fights to his credit. And to see a fighter at that level of his career throwing the kind of punches from all angles with such versatility as he displayed, I think you're really looking at a prospect who can go far.
Yes, no question about it, Leonard. Peter Malinga got lots of potential. Good young prospect, nice variety of punches. And this was a good experience fight for him. Catching Mthethwa with good solid shots to the head in this replay. And that was pretty much the pattern of the fight. Referee Darryl Ribbing collecting the official scorecards from the judges. Score replay from that last round. Malinga catching Mthethwa with a right on the side of the head. Good uppercut from Malinga. And of course Mthethwa was very wild with a right counter, missing completely. Malinga quite prepared to go to the body, mixed up his punches very well indeed. I think we'll be seeing, hearing a lot more about this young man, Peter Malinga. Good prospect, a sparring partner for Dingaan Tabella. Trained by Norman Schlabani, who also happens to train Dingaan.
Next fight up, incidentally, he's going to fight Jock Smith, I believe, in the middle of April. That should be a very, very interesting battle.
Well, it was a good performance by Peter Malinga here this evening. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get the decision. Robinson Mthethwa fought very gamely indeed over 6 rounds. Started a bit shaky and then recovered in the middle rounds. And here comes the official
Ladies
decision.
and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Assensi scores about 58 to 57. Judge Kumeni scores about 59 to 58. And Judge Beeren scores about 60 to 55. In favor of the winner by unanimous decision, Peter Malinga.
Well, there you have it. Peter Malinga, winner on points over 6 rounds, a unanimous decision. And this is a young man worth watching for the future.